Welcome, everybody, and welcome to another issue of Fireside Chat. And in this episode, I have the honor of meeting with Ben Tomlin, and he is from UK Sports Training, obviously in the UK. So, Ben, glad you could join us on Fireside Chats.
Yeah, it's good to have a chat. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, tell us a little bit about you and where you started and where you're from.
Okay, yep. Obviously, I'm Ben. I'm from London in the UK, hence the accent. I've been in the fitness industry for around 19 years now. So as soon as I left school, 16, I was working in gyms. So I've been in the industry a long time. Started a training provider back in 2012, so 9 years ago now. So I just we qualify personal trainers now and sports massage therapists. So I've sort of done full circle. I worked in that sector, in the gyms first, sort of on the floor, but now we're producing a new one. So yeah, 19 years in, still love the industry. It's changed a lot, but yeah, you go with it and still here.
Very cool. So you are a tactical with MBH, and today, in honor of our
There we
sports,
go.
right? We both have our MBH
It
sports
still
jacket
fits.
on.
Yeah,
It still fits after COVID, right?
yeah,
Which is a great thing. And we always talk about fireside chats, and fireside, it's neat because, MBH is a global company.
yeah.
And it's nice that you could be in the UK, I'm in the US. We've had conversations with people from New Zealand and Germany as well. And so, what is fireside? When you envision a fireside, where is that for you in London?
Probably a bit cliche, but it's got to be the pub where I'm from. Yeah, we sort of put the world to rights in the pub. So
Which you
that's
guys haven't been able to go to in a long
yeah,
time.
not being able in there. Yeah, and now if you go, you got to sit on an opposite table. But yeah, that's where we'll go. We haven't got the beaches here or anything, so yeah, straight to the pub,
Yeah,
inside
that's
away from the rain.
yeah, I know. And it's so nice because I did one of my favorite city is London, the ones I've
Yeah,
visited, and I love sitting at the pub, and it's just so great because it's like you could have young ones, old ones, anybody. It's all range of age, and
yeah,
I did karaoke by a fireside in a pub, so I got
brilliant.
booed totally, but it was fun.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all good,
Something wrong
right?
with their hearing. It wasn't you singing.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But, a couple of beers, everybody can forget.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the cool part about MBH is that while we're a global company, we all face the same issues. No matter what
Yeah,
country we're in, we have the same, we still have employee issues to deal with and payroll and stuff like that. So, can you explain to our listeners what it means to be a tactical on MBH? Because there's principles and there's tacticals. You want to explain that?
yeah. So basically, I've joined the education vertical. So I say a tactical acquisition. So for me, it means I'm sort of benefiting of bigger companies in the group. So I sort of work alongside companies further ahead in the journey than me. And for us as a company, there's this huge leverage. There's resources I didn't have access to before. So I get ideas, get inspiration, and yeah, just a support structure really. So I've got people around me that people would pay a lot of money for it. Some of the business people I can just pick up the phone to and get advice from. It's unreal. It's unreal. So you wouldn't have that. Look at the last 2 years we've had, across the globe. I don't know where my business would be without MBH really being alongside people in the same boat. So yeah, for me, it's the support structure and the leverage of the bigger companies and the resources. That's what does it for me, and that is the biggest thing of being a tactical. So I'm sort of wedged in between them, sort of they're sort of dragging you up if you like. So it's good.
Yeah, so you get all the benefit of the years of experience
Yeah,
and the collaboration.
yeah,
And
massively. Yeah.
yeah, what does it do for your stress factor?
Oh, my stress is so much less now. I'm aging backwards now. Honestly, 2 years ago I look older than I do now. So yeah, I lied on that bit. But no, my stress is so much less now. I think it's business can be quite lonely. Let's be honest. When you're trying to come up with all the ideas and solutions to problems, and you're not sure sometimes if you're making the right decision, and sometimes you still won't make the right decision. But that's okay. But now I just feel I can talk to people and get ideas from them from their eyes as well. So for me, my stress levels are so much more manageable. So I'm not sort of overwhelmed anymore. Whereas before, I still enjoyed the business, but as I say, when you've got a million and one things to sort out, you can become stressed and overwhelmed. Now we just take it in our stride, you know. So we still have to deal with things all the time, but yeah, I just feel like we can cope better. It's probably the best word. Coping's a lot better.
That must have helped you out, especially in your industry during the last year and a half.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got closed, right?
Yeah, the gym shut, so our industry almost will pretty much shut down. So there's other companies, obviously not going to mention names. There are other companies gone out of business in our industry during that time, a lot bigger than us. Gym shut, so we carried on recruiting throughout, like learners. Whereas
Mhm.
most said, okay, gyms are shut, let's stop trading. But we carried on, and we just done Zoom calls, webinars, and we just basically let them do their theories at home. So they've done their theory paperwork and stuff. So they carried on studying. And the idea is you do your practicals later when the gyms reopen. So
Mhm.
it's created a bit of a bottleneck in the company, and we're sort of easing it now. But we thought we'd carry on and get through it. So yeah, we didn't stop. It's been a challenge, but you know we've got through it.
So in the UK, there was some incentive programs to keep you carrying on with business. Did MBH, the partners or the principals at MBH, help you tap into those resources?
Yeah, there was loads of advice, and we had meetings on that. So yeah, there's a lot of support over here, and it's kept a few companies afloat. To be fair, so yeah, just even that the communication channels, there was things I would never know about, but you know we're all in different groups and whatnot, so the information's just instant. So yeah, it's a real good place in just in the groups just to get access to things.
Yeah. So when did you guys join MBH?
We joined in October 2019, so yeah, it's gone quick. It's gone really quick. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
And the benefit is like you're part of the educational platform, right? So
Yeah,
Vicky is there, and
yeah,
the nice part is you get to share resources like accounting, right? So you have
yeah,
accounting softwares that you can mitigate the costs a little bit better
yeah.
collaboratively, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so accounting. What we've done, I'll be totally honest, we've copied a lot of things from the bigger companies. So I'm not going to lie. We looked at what they use for their accounting software. Even the CRMs, we've just changed our CRM to one that you know Vicky, Acacia are using.
Yeah.
So it's all sort of aligned and standardised. So for us as well as a business, you know, if we need advice on that, we know we've got companies, you know, across the road who know how to use the software. So we've
Yeah.
got contingency, if you like, as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, don't get me wrong, you haven't got to do that. You haven't got to standardise everything and align everything. You can keep your own identity, which is good. But the systems and processes, I think they're doing it. They've got it smooth. Like, why wouldn't we? So
Right.
yeah, we've done a little bit of copying with our systems.
You know what? You know what's so funny? We're taught in school that copying is a bad thing, right? And yet
Yeah,
in the business world, it's actually a
the best
better
thing.
way, right? It's
Yeah,
improving your business, right? So it's
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
it's like a reverse mindset. But
Yeah,
so the model of MBH is that they acquire companies that have longevity with profitable companies.
yeah.
And so how did that play into you guys? You've been in the industry 19 years. Tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about the history. Like what made you start in the gym to start an educational company with
I think well, for me, way back when, obviously, I tried to get into the football industry, so or soccer. Sorry, not yeah, proper football.
oh,
You know, proper football. So that's where my interest in the fitness began. I broke my leg when I was a late teen, and that sort of finished my football career. I think in reality, I probably weren't good enough, but it gives me a get out clause, if you like. So I got injured and I didn't make it. So that's how I fell into the industry. Like the fitness was just like a backup to the football.
mhm,
And then, yeah, the training side just come naturally when I wanted to get into business. I sort of see an opportunity there. And then, yeah, further down the line, so it would have been sort of 7, 8 years in. Then obviously spoke to Vicky about joining MBH, but I was just looking at the companies in, and as you say, they're established, that's profitable, debt free, good debt free. So it's like it's a no brainer. So
mhm,
I think sometimes people can overthink,
mhm.
um, and they think about they want to do everything on their own. But for me, you collaborate over competition. I think why wouldn't you? But then, yeah, some people can't see that. But yeah, the companies are all surviving and thriving. So I thought, why wouldn't I want to be a part of it? So it's like a natural step for us, I think.
Yeah, so if you what advice would you give to somebody who owns their own business that's
Yeah,
considering to MBH? What would you give as advice, and maybe help them manage some expectations?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me, you expect most business owners to be receptive. They're actually not. A lot of them are, but some aren't. Be receptive. You don't know everything. If somebody invites you into something like MBH, listen first. Don't just say no because you don't know what it is. People don't like change. It
Mhm.
sort of spooks them. So actually look at the process and how it can benefit you, rather than just shutting the door on it because you've not heard of this idea before, or you've never worked with other companies before. They might nick my ideas. It's silly. So just be receptive. Listen to the person you're speaking to. Get all the information, then make a decision, rather than just shutting the door early on because you don't know what it is. So yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's like, why wouldn't you merge with bigger companies where you can, leverage resources? It's yeah, swallow your ego. It's a massive opportunity there.
And you're right about being receptive.
Yeah,
People make decisions out of fear sometimes, right?
yeah.
So, like, some people think that they're going to lose their identity as a company. And what would you say to that, being on the platform since
You
2008?
don't. You're your own company. Yeah, yeah. They don't rebrand you MBH, UK Sport, whatever. You're your own company.
Yeah.
So yeah, align the bits you want to benefit your business, but your brand is your brand. UK Sports is still associated with me, still my company. Um, yeah, there's no yeah, it's just yours. It doesn't change. It's not just one alignment. It wouldn't work that way, would it? It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't. I think the really nice part, I like describing it, it becomes a better you,
Yeah,
you become a better business because you got to kind of step up your business skills, your
yeah,
professionalism a little bit in the sense, and you're exposed to so much more, you
yeah.
learn better operations, you learn better financing tips, you learn
Oh,
more.
massively.
Yeah. I agree with you. So like you got more of your years left, right? Like
Yeah.
you look younger now. I look
Aging
thinner
backwards.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Don't like to talk about it, but yeah, yeah.
I lost 40 pounds during COVID,
Wow.
45 pounds during COVID because I had less stress.
I think you've given about 15 to me though. That's the problem.
I
I've gone the other way.
gave a lot to everybody else. Uh, yeah, so that's an important thing I think people should think about is what you said, be receptive, be open. I think that has a lot to don't just shoot it down because
No.
ego, you think you know it all. You might be surprised. What was some of the um, expectations you had? Like when you came on board, what was better and what was maybe more frightening for you coming on board?
I think it was scary to go through the initial process. Obviously, you go through due diligence. They don't just take on anyone. You've got to be solid to get in this. It's not an open door, really. You've got to be a good company. So going through the due diligence, seeing all the paperwork and the audits and stuff, I feel like, oh, but actually, once you've been through them, they're not that bad. So year one is obviously something new for me, and it was a bit, yeah, it took longer than year two. But year two, the paperwork, I'm used to it now, so it's fine. So that was scary, if you like. But even based on that, the support around that is better than I thought. So I thought I'd be left alone with that.
Mhm.
But being part of a tactical, a lot of the responsibilities with Acacia, with Vicky, to be honest. So she's there holding my hand, if you like, with it. So that's good for me as a company. It's not all left on me.
Right.
So there's sort of joint responsibility across that vertical, if that makes sense. So not trying
Yeah.
to pull it on, Vicky. It's a joint effort. But you know what I'm saying. It's not just on UK sports to get this right. There's webinars, there's Zooms on the paperwork. So yeah, the Dalton stuff was that side, but it's all been taken care of.
Yeah, that support, everybody talks about support and collaboration. I didn't actually, buy into that until I actually saw it when I was on
Yeah,
the platform and I was like, oh my God, we have this issue, we have that issue. And, Ian reached out to me or Vicky, several, Dave reached out to me and they would say, lean into the group, ask
yeah,
advice. And they were very collaborative and
yeah.
very helpful. So I was surprised to find out, that the action is more than just the words of saying, because here's the thing, Ben, right? If you ask me for advice, I really want to give you the absolute best because if it affects your business in a positive way, it'll also benefit
Yeah.
me in the long run as a shareholder, right?
Of course,
So,
yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
that's,
look at this. I mean, we're looking at as part of the education vertical, like a coaching program. And even that, I wouldn't have known about that before. So a few of us are collaborating together to split the costs because I wouldn't have been able to pay the cost on my own before. So we're going to
Yeah,
go on just a business owner entrepreneurial coaching program. So the benefit from that's going to be huge. We're going to do it as a group. So it's just things like that, and that's sort of away from UK sports, if you like. That's developing me, as a business owner. So you'll
right.
take them skills forever. I'll do this business. We may do more businesses in 10, 20 years. You don't know what avenue you're going to go down, but it's going to develop core skills, if you like. So it's programs like that I wouldn't be doing. That's imminent that we're going to do that as part of our vertical. So there's all sorts of there's all sorts of support out there and programs you can jump on.
That's really good. And then what advice would you give to investors? Like, why should somebody invest in buying into MBH in the stock? And what would you say to that?
You're investing in solid companies. So you're investing in companies, as I say, they've been around a while. They're established in their industries and sectors. It's global. We're growing, so we're going in the right direction. And you look at COVID, we all got through it, so we're all here. So yeah, it's solid, and I think obviously acquisitions you'll grow the business that way with getting more companies in. There's always a solid pipeline, but also the companies already in the organic growth. So companies like mine, now I'm with bigger companies, the odds are in my favour that I'm going to grow. So even based on the ones already in, you're going to get value for your shares just by the growth organically. So there's sort of two ways to look at it: the organic growth and the new acquisitions, if you like. So it's investors should be all over it. It's only going to head one way, or should head one way, but it's going to be solid for years to come.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, we go back to that mindset, right? And everybody's looking for that fast dollar,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's the solid foundations of businesses that have been, the average business in MBH right now is over 12 years.
yeah,
So that's established business owners
yeah,
that bring skill sets and talent that you couldn't get this kind of talent anywhere.
yeah,
It's interesting. Paul Dunn, he's a national speaker about small businesses, and small businesses make up 70% of the economies in the
yeah,
world. 70%. So why wouldn't you invest in small businesses,
yeah,
especially
totally. Yeah,
private ones, right?
yeah,
And and that diversification. One thing you said that they don't take everybody, right? Because if you're looking to get onto this platform as like a liquidation event, like you just want to get on
no
and
chance. Yeah,
that's not it.
yeah,
It's
you're going
all
to get
about,
past the first phone call. Yeah,
yeah. You're not going to get past the first phone call, right? Um, it was interesting in 2020, the year I went on the platform, there was over 1,000 applicants, and
wow.
yet only 12 companies went on.
Yeah,
So it shows that
selective.
very
Right.
selective.
So yeah,
Yeah, the protecting the culture, that, you and I, Ben, can be miles apart, but we think very similar.
yeah.
And ironically, this is the longest conversation I've ever had with you. So
I know it's crazy. Yeah,
yeah, and yet we can think so much alike on
yeah,
things. So they do a good process of screening companies coming on board,
yeah,
and whether it's real estate, construction, sausage factory,
yeah,
or
yeah,
education, globally, we all work together for the same good. So that's a pretty
yeah.
worthwhile investment too. So
They've created the correct environment, haven't they? Like for anything to grow, I don't know, a plant's got to have the right environment to grow. Same with a business as well. You got to be in the right environment for growth. Otherwise, you can't just rely on hope. So I
yeah,
think before I was always ambitious as a business owner, but a lot of it was based on hope. I'm going to get to there. Don't know how yet, but I'm going to get there. But now there's actual, things and processes and things like companies in place to help me get there. So
yeah,
that's why it's not just hope now; it's more strategic. So
yeah,
otherwise you just I'll get there one day. I cross my fingers. But now we're thinking, okay, no, we'll go for that tender. We'll bid for that. This will open up that door to that opportunity. So there's actual plans in place, if you like, SWOT analysis and all other stuff you sort of do on the back of your notepad. But now they're coming to life and you're actually doing it because you're held to account as well. Let's be honest, you got to. It's more than words. You got to actually do the do. But I say you're in the right environment to do that. So that's what MBH have created, and that comes down to the screening process.
Yeah. And that accountability to the shareholders just to say, hey, I'm going to do better. I think all of us are very competitive in a way. Like we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to do it,
yeah.
you know. So that's kind of cool. What do you see the future of MBH going?
I think this. I say we're global already, but I think this is going to be in so many different countries. I'm just looking forward to all the holidays and meeting people. So
Mhm.
we're getting a map on the wall. My wife can't wait. She's obviously she's got her tickets ready. She can't wait. We love traveling. So yeah, I think it's just going to go. It's going to go across the globe, different industries. That's what's going to be interesting. What sectors pop up next? Yeah, I think it's just going to grow, grow, grow. So it's yeah, I think it's solid. It's a solid start. What is it now? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I think it started in 2017. Yeah,
17. Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So much potential left in it.
yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be good to see.
I think we're at 26 companies as we speak now.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and when I came on, I think I was number 13. So
Right.
it's
That's
literally,
just going to accelerate, isn't it? It's going to accelerate because other companies recommend it. So the more people you've got in, the more recommendations, the more voices, the more cheerleaders, if you like.
Mhm.
So it's gonna grow quicker as it gets bigger. It's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Apologies, it just started raining here, so hopefully it's not too loud. Summertime
Well,
is absolutely hammering down.
that's London for you, right?
It's London. I need to take vitamin D tablets because there's no sunshine here. I need to move where you are. Honestly,
Yeah.
nice bit of sun.
Actually,
Not me.
well, I thank you for your input on MBH. And if you are somebody who's watching this video and you're interested in your company owner and you have your doubts about becoming on MBH, we do these so that you can see the transparency of not only just the businesses themselves, the personality, but also the mindset. And you're part of something much bigger than yourself. And if you're an investor who's watching this video as well, this is why it's a good solid investment because it's multiple companies like this, small businesses that now you're not just investing in one, you're investing across the board in that diversity with a very growth minded, like minded mindset to improve business. So, and profitable, which is, you know, oftentimes they sell investors on the fact that it's going to be a loss for a big gain. Why do that? Why take the risk? Do something, invest in something that's profitable now, because it's only going to go up from there. So, Ben, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy
Thank you.
schedule and being my sports buddy today. So that's great. I hope you get back to the gym soon, and July 19th can't come soon enough
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
So enjoy Freedom Day
thank you.
and okay, and I look forward to seeing you in person.
Yeah,
So
100%, 100%.
very
Look forward
cool.
to it.
Thank you so much.